Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand Aquarium Emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Triviamaster Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension. Where the points do matter. And losing will cost you everything.
It will.
I'm Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Grand Aquarium Empire. And with me, as always, is Intern Cullen.
Hello, I'm Intern Kristie. Welcome to this incredible trivia game.
Yes.
That is bound to cause you endless suffering. That's right.
There.
It is about the very bloodsucker of your species. The
Yes.
vampire. So I thought, Fluval,
What?
we should welcome the horrifying presence that is the being that we are just blessing with an opportunity to present their trivia to these masses.
Yeah, I think it's time to bring them in.
Let me bring them in. That was me bringing them in. That's right. It's Countess Missi, Eye of Infomania.
Missi the first, darling. Missi, this isn't too Corinthian. Hello, how are
Missi
you?
the first.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
Welcome.
I poured a blood sangria to celebrate.
Ooh, love that.
Don't worry, it's a virgin. I won't be getting drunk tonight.
Ooh, I do
How are
love.
you, lovely skin?
Wonderful. I hate matter consumption, but I love it when it comes from suffering.
Yeah,
You know,
suffering's
Can't help
wonderful.
it. Can't help it.
We don't choose our lots in life sometimes, but you gotta enjoy it.
It's, fair. Missi the first of
Missi, the first of
Infomania.
Infomania.
Infomarinara.
It's a very small, mile
Infomanity.
by square mile by square mile section of Europe that was missed by a surveyor's error. And my
Ooh.
family took it over many years ago thanks to a loophole. So now
Ooh,
I
love
am
that.
the first Missi that's been a countess. But we've definitely had a lot of people join before. Lotso, my father. Lotso.
Oh, Lotso,
Infomania.
yeah.
Lots of information.
Lots of information, yeah.
Love it.
It's Usles, but it's spelled Useless. Usles.
Less information.
Information. Love it.
And then, of course, General.
Oh,
The
yes,
one
of
who
course.
himself.
Yes, the general, of course.
Infomania. But yes,
From,
a
of
long
course,
history.
the Info Wars.
But we are.
I'm glad that we have a proud veteran, child of a veteran of the Info Wars.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
true.
of course,
Oh my
TM
God.
information is legendary.
On the front lines, absolutely being hammered. Like, why do you think I got my name? He was so on the front lines that it just haunted him forever. Now,
Yeah, where's beautiful city?
why am I associated with Twaugust? Well, it's a little celebration that we have. We're so near Transylvania.
Love
They
that.
get all of the October traffic, and that's unfair because we have vampire lore too. We think one of our uncles was a vampire. He was up really late at night, and no one knows why. Like, why would you be up that late unless you're a vampire? So anyway,
True.
we started a celebration. Every August during the twilight, we celebrate the spooky vampires and werewolves, the only two supernatural creatures that are known to man.
True.
Yeah.
And we put it
Very
into
true.
this
Yeah, they're the
month.
only two.
Yeah. We know about other ones.
Yeah.
But that's because we're interdimensional. Well, I am a lowly human, but I am in service of an interdimensional being.
Yes.
Yeah, like I
it's-
know about the jackalope.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's
He's
so
all-
funny. Have you ever actually spent time with Jack?
Oh, classic. Gotta love Jack.
Yeah, gotta love
He's-
Jack.
He big energy, boisterous, can improv a song on the spot. Like, I absolutely adore him. Late hours though might be a vampire,
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, that's
could
pretty much
easily
how
be
you
a
can tell.
vampire, yeah.
which I need to get this done before midnight. Otherwise, I'm up late in my time zone, and that means I might be a vampire.
Yep. Thank you, Wolf's Jack.
But I prepared.
Why
some-
don't we then give our players at home a way they can join our game of trivia by going to crowd.live and entering the code FIFPK. And I'll also pin the link to the trivia game at the top of our chat.
We found it very interesting that you have made an American adaptation of our lore called the Twilight series.
Ooh.
Oh.
Last year was the Chronicle of the first one. This is
Okay.
August, so it's a new tune out.
I love that.
So we are celebrating the second one of those texts, Twilight
Great.
New Moon.
New moon. Ooh, I like that. Darkness, spooky.
And a couple classic Twaugust questions about the season in general are plugged in there. It'll be fantastic. You all will lose points exquisitely, I'm sure. You used to.
Oh, yeah, they'll lose points.
Now, Countess Missi,
Yes.
please tell us, give us like a little primer on the background of this 3-year cycle religious text that
So-
your culture walks through. Tell us your
So the film
tell it to us.
Tell
film-
us.
The film Twaugust did not reach us until last year. Can you believe it takes that long to get your American films in Infomania? I mean, right? And I saw it in our theater, our national theater, which takes up a large portion of that 1 square mile. Like, our theater business is huge. Horror Dracula
Amazing.
movies, everyone wants to come see it. And we're not as busy as Transylvania. We're not as busy as the Transylvania's tour season. So
Right.
you can come
I bet
and-
parking is a lot easier too.
But when I saw that on the screen, I was mesmerized and confused. What is this American sport? Baseball. It was like new to me and so fast and intense that you had lightning crashing in it. Like, my God, I knew from then on I had to compare all of the texts. And I'm told by the scholars who come before me, especially our high priestess Alice, that these are films that I will enjoy as I journey into your culture. And so I have taken the most interesting observations from my time observing this year's journey on Twaugust New Moon, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Watching it 4 minutes every day at a time. And you notice a lot of things when you're watching it 4 minutes every day. You have a lot of time to think about stuff. So these questions have marinated. They've been juiced and are part of our deep, deep Infomania culture now.
Yeah, you can ponder the
Incredible.
forks much as wizards ponder the orb.
Can you tell us what happens in the first book? What happens in the first religious text as a sort of, like as a primer, like sort of like What's like the thesis statement? What's like the little most important paragraph? Like, this is what you need to know about the Bible, like a Chick Tracts version of Twilight, the one with the apple.
Twilight.
I was desperate to understand the mesmerizing power of your active figure. Well, not yours, he's in Hollywood, but an English fellow named Robert Patterson, or Bobby Pats, Beaupas, as we call him.
Batman.
Infomania.
Oh.
So
I've
why
seen him on Twitch.
Yeah, so why the Batman? Why the Beaupas? And as I watched it and I observed, I found the relationship between Bella and this man to have so many red flags. Like, girl, what were you seeing in him? She saves him.
Okay.
She saves him, he says, by coming into her life. But he literally saves her from the dangers of, like, the worst thing imaginable. Drunken frat boys. He pulls up in his car and saves her, and that's the moment where she realizes that even though he's a vampire and something that we're meant to fear, he somehow wants to protect her.
Ooh, okay.
So the film is her getting to know the vampires are real and learning the vampire lore, while also being sort of warned about hanging out with that Cullen family. And she learns that there's a long history and a treaty with the natives that were in the land already, because there is a deep conflict between them.
Okay.
That is all set up in there. And Bella has to kind of decide, is she into Edward? Is she not? And guess what?
What?
They are into each other.
Can they help it? Can they restrain their passion?
I don't think they can help it. But this movie is a very interesting observation into their relationship, but
okay.
I don't want to spoil maybe any questions that we might have.
I do
Amazing. So we're going from this situation. She has decided to court this possibly incredibly dangerous man.
There's a lot of
family.
high school bullshit.
Yes.
Take a standard high school story. Insert vampire. Like,
is there a prom?
He reveals his vampire powers to her when he stops a fucking van from hitting her with his body. He literally blocks the van with his body. That's how much he wants to save her. And then they go to the forest, and he sparkles just like I do a little bit. I'm sure the sweat has mixed with the sparkles by now.
It's so warm.
And these series of events draw her in. She is pulled closer and closer to this Edward fella. And she has a best friend named Jacob. He's nice and he's there. But what's going on with him?
One thing notable about Twilight is that much like the Gospels, the Twilight series recounts the same events from multiple perspectives.
Oh,
because
that's
of course
true.
Twilight is from Bella's perspective, and then Midnight Sun is Edward's.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I forgot she did her own
Edward perspective.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, but it's Edward.
Yes.
She's like, oh, here's the events, but my view.
It's the Gospel of Matthew and Mark, just different.
Yes, also, he's 100-year-old, 17-year-old. I don't know how to
Sure is.
reconcile that. I don't know how to reconcile that with anything.
What I do know how to reconcile is that you should all go to crowd.live and enter the code FIFPK so you can join our game like Single Walk New Moon, Things from Volterra. Jazz Fusion writers become agents to Makes Jazz Fusion. Remember Vamps? Obella Koala. I suck. CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks. I don't know about Vamps, but I love a thirsty werewolf. A Whom named Maddie, Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven, and Vampire, but for piss.
But for piss. I think that Vampire, but for piss. Now that's one of those beings that we know about that you mortals do not know about. And boy, are they a cut up. They're everywhere.
Oh, the thirsty werewolf was also Whom named Maddie, so I'll remove that player to free up room so more people can suffer.
But for piss.
Missi might have seen basically this thing for real on Grindr.
Piss vampires, real.
They're
Very
real.
They're just guzzling it down.
You end up in the wrong side of Transylvania, and you will get hit by a piss vampire.
Ugh.
Not good.
Everywhere. everywhere. But for piss, love that.
Hashtag but for piss, hashtag self-suck is back on the
Wrong
menu.
Oh yeah,
size.
self-suck's back on the menu, boys.
Back on the menu, boys.
Well, why don't we put trivia on the menu by getting started, and you all can join our game even after it's underway. But here's the countdown.
I love the random gong
Yeah.
that goes. I wish we could replace it with vlog.
I should replace it with.
I like
Oh.
What high school does Bella and the gang attend?
Oh.
Abraham Lincoln High School, Brigham Young High School, Calvin Coolidge High School, or Forks High School?
And this question has been on the show before.
It's a repeatee.
It's a repeatee.
It's a give me.
Eagle-eyed viewers
eye.
may have heard it before.
Where'd you get those eagle eyes,
When
huh?
trivia
Eagles
went back
need
to
those
school.
eyes.
A blog joven says Vampire Academy.
Vampire Academy. What are the kinds of names that schools have in Infomania?
Infomania.
Well,
Infomania.
We
Mania.
name them after the most illustrious portrayers of those fictional creatures.
Oh.
Vampires and werewolves. So we have Bela Lugosi High School, we
Love
have
that.
Boris Karloff Junior High,
Mm-hmm.
we have Gary Oldman Elementary.
Oh.
It's just fascinating on there. Really light on the names of females, which is unfortunate, but if the Invisible Woman comes out, then maybe we can call one Elizabeth Banks primary.
I mean, that was a really good movie.
I'm
The
holding
Invisible
out
Man movie with
Elizabeth Moss.
With Elizabeth
Elizabeth
Moss.
Moss. If she was
I
the
think that
titular
she
Invisible
should
Man,
be-
she'd get in there. We have a cafeteria named after her.
I heard
I
there's a
love that.
lot of night school. Blah.
Bleh.
Up until midnight.
Yes.
This is after midnight.
So let's see what you picked. 2 of you said Abraham Lincoln High School. None of you thought Brigham Young. 3 of you thought Calvin Coolidge. 3 of you said Forks High School. What's the correct answer? It's Forks!
Of course, it would be Forks High School. That's where they are.
It's
Yeah.
where they are. What a wonderful tricksy move.
Sometimes Forks is Forks, of course, of course.
Of course. And if you feel tricked, remember, I didn't write the question, but I definitely put it on here.
Ooh.
Vampire, but for piss is in number 1. Is number 1, unsurprisingly.
Yes.
Remember Vamps in 2nd. CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks in 3rd. Jazz Fusion writers become agents to makes Jazz Fusion in 4th.
Oh, a majority negative.
Things from Volterra. Obella Koala, Whom Named Maddie, and Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven tied for last place because now you lose. No, the negative didn't scale on that one. It's just you lose the maximum number of points if you get it wrong.
Yup.
If I could fill all of the suffering into this glass, I would have needed to drink for weeks. On that first question, I don't know how the rest of these are going to go if that's how we all are doing on the first.
Well, let's help you fill your glass
Delicious.
with question number 2.
Edward quotes an entire soliloquy during English class from what Shakespeare tragedy? Macbeth, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, or Titus Andronicus?
And here's the bard feeling a little sassy with that wink.
A little sassy. I feel
Yeah.
like all of these are not tragedies. What's happening? We have a lot of people dying.
Yeah, they're all great to
a
me.
lot of despair.
It's human tragedy. Human tragedy.
Human tragedy.
humans.
I consider the romance as human tragedy because, ew, disgusting. Why would you tie yourself down
Yeah.
to one?
That's true. Romeo and Juliet is all about how they want to
To copulate, to create
Oh,
more
God.
humans. Repulsive.
Why can't it be a story
Well-
about them decanting in peace?
Yes.
That could relate to the answer.
Oh.
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 Well, let's see
Mm.
what they picked. 1 of you said Macbeth. 4 of you said Romeo. Sorry, 1 of you said the Scottish play. 4 of you said Romeo and Juliet. None of you thought it was Hamlet. And only 1 of you thought it was Titus Andronicus. What's correct? It's Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
I know
therefore
it's so
out, though.
mean of me to make questions about a movie.
I also have a fact fractal. Did you know Nomeo and Juliet was inspired by Romeo and Juliet? That's my fact fractal.
Did know this. Did you know that Sherlock Gnomes was based on a cocaine binge a writer had one night?
Oh.
It was executive produced by Cocaine.
I feel like all of them.
No fucking
Yes,
way.
I love the riff tracks. We have just gotten riff tracks talking over movies. Oh my god, what is this? The future in the year 3000? It's such a mystery. Oh, but yes, of course, it's from Romeo and Juliet because this is a movie about star-crossed lovers. They're telling you this from the start. But Edward knows it by heart because, of course, he's a 100-year-old 17-year-old and has had to read Romeo and Juliet probably 100 times.
If I were an immortal vampire, the last thing I would do is go to high school. Under any circumstances. I would read a goddamn book. That's what I would do.
Which of these plays would you want to be in?
I do like Macbeth because there is both the psychological trauma of the evil and suffering that they are committing. It's great. But I do like this star-crossed lasers idea.
Yeah.
I see a trifecta of three powerful multidimensional beings, much like three witches.
Oh, I could get a call.
I love that part too.
Double and trivia.
But you know, I wish
Fire
that
burning
Edward
cauldron
would. I would love to see Twilight tweaked, so that Edward pays tribute to a different pair of star-crossed lovers and a different epic romance. I wish that in that English class, Edward said, "I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Not like here,
where everything's
soft
foggy
and smooth."
Fluval, I can only handle so much romantic dialogue at once. Oh,
What? Whom?
it's so Fluval.
I got so mad I phased out of reality for a second there.
I
didn't even realize.
Did I say phony?
No, not at you. Whom named Maddie quoted me saying, "My balls," which I do not have. I'm a fish.
Yeah. It's not a thing fish or multidimensional beings have.
Wait.
Oh man.
This. I feel cursed.
You made me mad. What'd you say, Missi? The first?
That's a summoning spell. That's one of the most cursed pieces of language in all of Infomania. What sort of thing from the void is this?
Thank you for that skin of a killer, Bella Balogtoven.
Infomania.
I mean, I know what it says. Should I read it? If you can read this on Hershey's Reese's Cup Fusion, writers become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
Yeah.
Oh, you were saying my balls are a pair of star-crossed lovers. Well, your inference was flawed.
It was funny, though.
It was funny, though.
I did.
It was a good bit. Much like our leaderboard. Where, remember, Vamps is in first, Vampire, but for piss in second. CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks in third. Jazz Fusion writers become agents to Makes Jazz Fusion in fourth. A Whom Named Maddie in fifth. Things from Volterra in sixth. Single Walk New Moon in seventh. Obella Koala in eighth. Tied with Jack Nicholson's Wolfthoven.
Ooh, another, like, maximum negative.
Whom and Volterra are too close to getting out of that hole. We need to punish them further with another
Well, let's see if we can punish them with question number 3.
Edward tells Bella that she won't see him again at minute 25. How many movie minutes elapsed between Edward saying that and Edward seeing her again in the flesh? 3 minutes, 7 minutes, 17 minutes, or 73 minutes?
I wonder if it's 73 minutes. I wonder if he's gone for the whole movie. I know that he's, like, not that much in the book. I, like, read the first book, and I was like, I don't like this, but I have a friend who would, because she's into Inuyasha. and she wants to fuck monsters. So I got her the first and second one, and she's like, the hot vampire wasn't even nearly in the second book. And I'm like, oh no, I'm so sorry. You were denied a monster to fuck. And she goes, oh no, but there was a werewolf. And I was like, okay, so you did have a monster to fuck? Why read when you can watch?
I was shocked they called them werewolves in the film. When someone said the word werewolf, I was like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay.
At least they didn't call them swearwolves.
Yeah.
Hey, no swearwolves. There's no swearing. We are werewolves, not swearwolves.
Yeah. And we don't fuck monsters until we're at least in our 20s. Come on.
Come on, Bella.
Oopla koala same.
She isn't even in her 20s.
No.
In these fucking books. She's like 16.
Yeah.
So,
My God.
Intern Cullen, you believe 73 minutes for sure. You think
I think so. I think so. Either that or 3 minutes, because 3 minutes sounds hilarious.
4 said 3 minutes. 2 said 7 minutes. None thought 17. Only one agreed with Intern Cullen here.
Tale as old as time. Catboys in the East.
Edward Cullen is gone from this film for 73 minutes.
Fuck!
He doesn't appear as himself. But do you know what does appear? And the reason why I said in the flesh? Fucking apparitions of him haunt Bella while she's in the middle of trying to do things. Anytime she's near danger, he pops up to say, no, don't. Which, like, causes her to have a motorcycle accident. Like, she's in the middle of trying to, like, decide things, and he just pops up, and then she looks like some sort of spaz. Like, it's absolutely horrifying that he says, I'm never going to see you again. But yet somehow he keeps appearing, and he's like, don't do it, Bella.
Like the most controlling ex ever.
He pulls a Ben Kenobi.
Don't do it. But do you know what Bella does?
Does
she lives her best goddamn life, and she does it. She does.
That is exactly what I would do. I would like not be thinking about doing it. I would be like, you know what? I should turn around. He would appear, and he would be like, Intern Kristie, turn around, and I would fucking floor it just because he told me no.
But yes,
fuck that guy.
Edward only appears in apparitions for that entire sequence. We don't see him. We don't see him again until he's randomly in a place in Rio de Janeiro, and she does not see him again until it's at 25. It's an hour and 30. Whatever that is. It's an hour and 30. 8 minutes is when they hug. It ends in a hug. That's how they get contact again. Here's to be fair, it's my favorite of the movies so far because I found the stuff between Bella and #Team Jacob fascinating.
Oh, okay.
Much like I find our leaderboard, where CBC saw Bigfoot has taken the lead. Remember, Vamps didn't get that question right. Is in second. Vampire, but for piss, trickling their way down to third place, with Jazz Fusion writers become agents too. Jazz Fusion. Single Walk New Moon flying up to first place, digging their way out of that hole as a whom named Maddie, Things from Volterra, Obella Koala, and Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven have fallen deep into the dark recesses of the negative points.
What was that about a piss vampire? I've collected the freshest piss from all the people in Infomania.
Matter consumption.
The freshest piss.
That's even grosser than Coffee Cola LaCroix.
Huh?
It's good. That's a mighty good treat.
Yum yum. Piss.
Yum yum.
A lot more salty than the blood. Less irony, though.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's a much more straightforward. There isn't like that extra layer of...
Yum yum.
Well, why don't we then see if our players will feel salty after they answer question 4?
Oh, most likely. While Edward is away, #Team Jacob gets closer in his friendship with Bella. What items do Jacob and Bella fix up together to pass the time? Motorbikes, ATVs, jet skis, or model trains?
Ice cream yum yum. Ice cream
What
yum
would you like to spend your pastime on any of these?
Super weapons.
Yeah. Which one of these
Planet
causes
destroying
the most
super
harm?
weapons. I mean, that's actually a fair question.
I bet they have
Probably
planet
jet
destroying
skis.
super weapons in the junkyard where they got the items.
Yeah.
They seem to have a lot of just trash there.
I would probably have fun playing
Please
with
be model
trash.
trains. Why is that? But why is that on there? Why would model trains be on there?
Yeah.
Is it the answer? Is it a total bluff? What is? I don't understand.
Well, three people chose motorbikes, 2 said ATVs, only 1 thought it was jet skis. I was thinking jet skis probably cause suffering because you're on the ocean, which is not for you.
It's not for you.
And then model
Lakes
trains.
too. Not for you.
Oh yeah, you know, I have to very arrogantly disagree with TLC.
No, that
Don't
model
stick to
trains.
the rivers and streams you're used to.
Nope. Get out of
And
those.
don't go chasing waterfalls.
Don't
so
get
really,
out of that water.
I'm half agreeing, half disagreeing. They were almost there with don't go chasing waterfalls, but they stopped too early.
Fluval, you have clearly never been to the Model Train Museum in Infomania. Oh, it's so romantic. It makes you barely able to keep yourself off the conductor's hands that he wasn't just 1 foot tall. I'd be all over him.
Model trains are also a nice opportunity to play God.
Oh,
73 minutes of just gently setting up trains
Yeah.
in a basement.
Yeah.
Like painting little fences.
This is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
see what the correct answer was. It's motorbike.
Oh, yes. They get motorbikes and put them together after Bella encounters the same frat boys she saw in the first film that Edward rescued from. No, that wasn't an errant detail that I mentioned. It comes back in this movie. And
Wow.
she gets on a motorbike with one of them and then gets off and is like, I want to do that again. We need to fix up motorbikes, hashtag Team Jacob. And they're like, cool, let's go do it. So they do it, they get them fixed up. And the first time that they're doing it is when they're also starting to realize they might maybe have feelings for each other, but Bella's not sure. And then as she gets on her motorbike for the first time, what do you think happens?
Edward
Edward appears and says, don't do it. And she's so distracted by Edward, she flies off her bike and slides into a fucking boulder. Because
Wow, I can't believe they kill off Bella.
Yeah, and she's dead. She's dead. She's dead, except for the
that's
fact
it.
that you can't kill a Bella. Not like that, you can't.
Oh.
Because there's 3 more movies that we have to go through. Exactly.
Jesus.
Things from the Void, exactly. There are 5 movies, so we know she can't actually be dead.
But she's also not on our leaderboard, where Vampire But for Piss has made their way back into #1.
Only 2 people are
only-
not in the negative or
Well,
0.
Yeah, and the Sigil Walk New Moon has dug their way from the negative point pit all the way up to 2nd place and is easily within striking distance for 1st. And Jazz Fusion Riders become what was the rest of your name? Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 2 makes Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 3 look like Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 1.
Suffering.
Yeah, you got into negatives so fast.
It's so easy.
Jazz gets it.
I'm so sorry that I picked such a specific thing to do trivia on, but this has been my life for the last month. What else am I supposed to talk about?
You never have to apologize for
Never
making people suffer.
apologize for suffering.
Especially
Fine.
trivia-related suffering, as seen in question 5.
What movie does Bella end up seeing on her awkward not double date? Love spelled backwards is love, mile 0, face punch, or gambling gods and LSD?
I would just like to point out that love spelled backwards is actually evil. So,
I would like
Wait.
to point out that all
Evil.
of these
Evolve.
are in fact fictional films that exist in Twaugust New Moon. Because I stopped and paused the film and read every poster that was in the theater.
Wow.
And all of them they're posters, like they're 4 things. One of them looks like a Saw parody just called Parking. And all it has on it is a parking meter and it's the Saw font. I don't know what that is. There's something called like POMNE point, Pomni Point. I don't know what that means, but that's just the name of one of the movies. And these other 4 are one of the ones is the one they actually saw.
These also
One of them
all
is the
sound
film
like...
they rejected seeing. They talked about seeing but didn't.
These also sound like fake movies from Seinfeld, like Prognosis Negative and
exactly. Exactly. A prop person did their fucking job.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's see what our viewers picked. 2 said love spelled backwards is love. 1. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a very fun gig. 1 said Miles 0. 1 said face punch. 1 said gambling gods. And LSD.
I think I want to put in my guess.
Yes.
My guess is that they rejected seeing love spelled backwards is love because she's not like other girls. And instead they watched Mile 0 because we're fitting with this whole racing thing. But I think they should have seen face punch. Love Ulf. What was his?
That was an attempt to spell Fluval backwards.
Intern Cullen, in your heart, you have the answer. They reject seeing love spelled backwards as love because she's not one of those girls.
No.
They go see face punch.
They see face punch!
They see face
They see
punch!
face punch.
Face punch!
And her date that's not
Yes.
Jacob, who I can't even be bothered to remember the name of. He gets sick and vomits, has to run out to the bathroom to go vomit. And they say he might have the flu because that's going around. And then Jacob and her sit on the stairs and have an awkward talk where she's like, I kind of just want to be friends. And he's like, well, I'm not going to stop pursuing you. Like, fuck off, hashtag Team Jacob. Fuck off. Love spelled backwards is love and no means no. Like, that should have been one of the things on there. She doesn't want to be that right now. Like, oh. That's when the turn happened, and I was like, oh no, hashtag Team Jacob. I forgot you are one of the scariest creatures. A male! Dun dun dun!
Dun dun dun! Do we have the face punch poster in the Mind Palace?
Should have gotten that, and if I
Yeah, I
had
mean,
been
we
a
definitely have
smarter
it. It's
person,
definitely, it's
I
got to
would
be
have gotten
somewhere in that there Mind Palace I have.
Somewhere in that there Mind Palace.
It didn't look like anything, to be honest.
Someone made a fake Criterion cover for it.
Oh.
Did they really? Oh.
I like that it's going to the Criterion collection.
Of course.
I just
it's
love,
face punch.
Love Wolf. Oh, okay. So that graphics person was not paid very much.
I mean, that's... You can... At Prop Store, you can buy the actual tickets.
Is that from the movie?
No, that was just fan art.
Oh, okay.
How much are the prop tickets?
Face punch.
Wait, so it was rated R?
Face punch, Detroit.
I don't need those, but I need those so bad.
Right.
That I loved that. You have to understand how much this film just ascended to me when I realized that they had all the fake things. Because again, it was like, oh, that's right. The people who worked on this really cared. Like, there's a lot of care put into these, and that's why I don't like people just shitting on them all the time now that I'm watching them, because they're not bad movies. They're weird, but they're not bad. Just like our lore is weird, but it's not bad. Well, some of it's bad.
So yeah, I'm not seeing the actual prop posters in my Mind Palace, but I am seeing something that has popped up on a t-shirt is the tagline for Face Punch.
I'm off punch your face.
You know, Countess Missi will go into her Mind Palace and see if she could pull it up for us very quickly.
Which is Face Punch, guns, adrenaline, it's your thing.
Another action movie.
Yeah, no, I think it says not another action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it got cut off there.
I like the idea that it's just another action movie.
If Face Punch existed, Alice and Missi would cover that on Not a Hate Watch.
It is.
Yep.
It is just another movie. Oh, I found it. It's another action movie. I found it. It's very blurry.
Oh,
yes,
sure.
that's the problem. It was blurry in my copy too.
Okay.
This is someone saying it's the best movie ever.
Oh, that's on the outside. I can get it from the inside. I can show you from right outside of the theater where they're doing it.
It looks like the painted Nigerian movie posters of RoboCop.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. My only question here is, will StreamYard allow me to cast my movie?
Wow.
Okay, remember, we are not watching this movie.
Yes.
We are educationally seeing certain things from it. So.
Oh, okay. And we're making commentary upon them.
Yes.
So there's
reviewing.
Now, can you hear this or no?
No, and I'm cool with that.
And that is absolutely that's cool. Okay. So here we go. That on the far or the left, that's the face punch poster, which you saw part of that side. This is something parking. It looks like that word is because something of the blank something of parking. I don't know what it is, but here's your love means love backwards poster. And then if you keep going over, they walk out and you're like, oh, surely that's all the fake movie posters that they made. No, we're gonna walk past Gambling Gods and LSD.
Oh, so you think you can park?
Pontypool or Pontypool something. I don't know what that is. It's a bunch of hands. It just says them, repeat them. And it just says repeat them at the top. I don't know. Pontypool's a real movie? Oh my God, is Miles Zero a real movie? This is definitely says Miles Zero on here as well, but those are all that's the pool of fake movies. And then from here, they just go around the corner.
Pontypool? Wait.
Pontypool's real.
What?
It's a Canadian horror film directed by Bruce McDonald, written by Tony Burgess, based on his novel Pontypool Changes Everything.
What is it about?
Pontypool, Ontario.
2008.
Yeah, Grant Mazzy is accosted by a nonsensical woman who repeats the word blood several times before staggering away. His shock jock style and on-air persona entertain his technical assistant. Huh.
Oh my God, there is a movie called Miles. These are real fucking posters. These aren't, not all these are fake. Miles Zero's a real movie from 2001.
What about Guns and LSD?
Oh, not that Christian Slater. That's someone else who just looks like Christian Slater.
It's pretty good, apparently.
I'm very confused. So wait, which is God? Is Guns?
No,
Gods
love spelled backwards is love is fake.
Guns?
That was that title came from the director,
Gods.
Chris Wise. That was one of his top 10 favorite ideas for a rom-com title.
Gambling Gods and LSD is a movie as well. Holy
wow.
So all of them are real except for the one they saw.
Wow.
I think the parking one. I don't think the parking one is real. Parking movie. We're not watching the parking lot movie. No, parking. I don't see anything to do with parking. That would be it. So those first three. Wow. So the first three are fictional, and the other three are just Easter eggs that he must have put in as references.
Yeah. I mean, that's why you gotta love the production designers and all of the hardworking crew.
That's amazing.
On film sets.
And you know what? We're probably the only people who know this right now.
Yep.
We gotta go to IMDb trivia and put that in there if it's not there.
Bob Iger could have never come up with something that clever.
Never.
Yeah, we're exploding planets and minds this episode as we're gonna...
I love that only one of you are getting, like, any of these answers correctly on average.
And that was vampire, but for piss.
Yeah!
Well, we should clarify that, because some people may have just not answered. Now that they realize if you're a coward, that's how you can dodge.
That's always the coward's way out.
Yeah, that's the coward's way out. Okay, question 4. Who got it right? The only person who got it right was Remember Vamps.
Remember Vamps!
Who got 793 points.
But the strategy, Vampire But for Piss, was able to move up to first. This is going to be a chess game, everyone!
It is. Yeah, you gotta... This isn't a bit. I'm trying my best. I believe you.
I'm sorry that these are the things that I got fascinated in watching this movie.
We did a whole episode about Cheetos, so I understand.
That's true.
Well, speaking of the movies, let's go to question 6.
Who does Bella send multiple letters to during the movie? Edward, Alice, Carlisle or her mom? She was
I like that.
Multiple voiceovers.
I definitely was thinking like letters like during the movie, during Face Punch.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, no, not during Face
like
Punch.
she was just writing letters during
Yes, yes,
Face
yes.
Punch.
Never!
No.
I do-
Your mom.
yeah.
Your mom. No, your mom. Would you write letters to
I'm
your ex's father?
Ooh, no, I don't write letters. I normally Snapchat to them.
Oh, okay. That's who
Much more
Carlisle
direct.
is, right?
Carl is Edward's vampire daddy, yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And we are not pronouncing the S?
Carlisle?
Carl,
Yeah.
no, the British way is
it's
Carl.
not.
Okay,
Carlizel.
okay. Making sure.
Carlizel.
Carlizel.
Well, let's see who Bella dropped a line to during the course of the movie. One of you thought it was Edward because of those 73 minutes. One of you thought it was Alice. None of you thought it was Carlisle. 5 of you said it was her mom.
I'm pretty sure I know the answer, and I think only one of you got it right.
Oh, what do you think the answer? It's Alice!
It's Alice.
It's
Alice.
Alice!
You know Alice, the member of her family. That's part of Carlisle's family. Alice, right? The character that we all
Alice.
know. Actually, I
Yeah.
love Alice. She's an amazing character. She speeds Bella through Italy in a yellow sports car.
Wow.
Just because, wearing like a beautiful face scarf around her head, like she's from the 60s, just trying not to get burnt and sparkle in front of all the humans.
Wow.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Incredible.
They go
Yes.
to Italy.
Italy.
They go to
did you
Italy.
know they go to Italy? Where do you think they go?
to
Where do you
Italy?
think? Where do you
Where
think that
in Italy do
Bella
you
and
think they
Edward
go?
reunite? They
The
The
reunite in Italy.
Vatican.
Yeah.
At the Vampire Vatican.
The Vampican.
Vampican. Oh.
But now let's go to our leaderboard to see who got that right. It was CBC.
Oh my god. I just love how like the positive is only to like 200 points, but negative is negative 6,000.
And CBC got 383 points on that question. So CBC went from negative to positive just on that question.
Beautiful.
yeah, Bella
That's a
could
great
have
point.
just thought about what she wanted to put in a letter,
Yeah.
and wouldn't Alice like no?
Well, no, because Alice knows the future. So if all she did was think about it, Alice wouldn't have seen herself receiving it in the future.
But does she have to touch her to see it? No, maybe not, because I can't say characters. Someone uses Alice later in the film to see
Okay.
through what she sees the future is for Bella and Edward,
I
because
see.
she sees that Bella is turned in the end because she's running through a field in a flowery white dress while Edward's wearing a flowery white puffy shirt from Seinfeld, and they are she's sparkling, and he is too.
Yeah.
So they know that she's turned at the end. That's yes. What are you even talking about? I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Twilight New Moon or Twaugust New Twoon. This is what I'm talking about. The film that I've seen all month.
We
All
do
All
not-
in favor
Oh.
of the
Yeah,
unions.
we don't own. We have no intellectual property rights over the suffering
Yeah.
that is not caused by us, and so they are,
Well, not
Hey,
only
making
that,
workers suffer takes away the suffering from our cup.
you also have to build a Star Trek utopia before
Yes.
you can suffer in the proper way.
Oh,
And
yes.
so,
It's the big
Yeah.
season finale we're going for.
Yeah, we'd
I
love-
don't know if it'll pull through.
we'd
but
love for you
we
to have a big
pitched it.
upswing so that you can be at higher heights before we knock you down.
It's how we sold the series, and I just really want it to get to the last season.
I heard you're Al.
Yeah. You can call me Al.
Probable
Future.
Futures. Good name.
Very true. But
speaking
what
of
do
the
I
probable
see
future,
in the future of trivia?
Mm.
could it be question 7?
Edward's plans to commit ritualistic suicide are initially denied by the Voltari. Which of these vampires is one of the 3 members that Edward petitioned?
Ooh.
A. Arlo, B. Marcus, C. Cassius, or D. Alucard?
Caius
Is it Cassius?
Is pronounced Cassius?
Caius? I don't know. It's not actually said. I had to look it up. Or if it said, it said
Caius.
Caius.
Okay, I was just wondering if this is another like British pronounce things.
No, it's
different.
not. It's a Missi mispronunciation. That's our Infomania pronunciation.
That's true. Vampire bread, cute as fuck.
I would let it bite me.
The little girl vampire of great power.
Ooh, Blocktoven, what's this little nugget that you've dropped there? Alucard is in Castlevania.
I heard that Alucard spelled backwards is love.
It is.
Yeah.
And coincidentally, not only is Alucard in Castlevania, he's the only one of the 3 that's not a member of the Voltari. A, B, C, all correct. They are the 2. Don't say I can't be kind to you every once in a while.
Yeah, no one got that wrong.
Wow.
Arlo,
6 of the people who answered got it right.
played by
So
Dr.
anyone
Michael
who
Sheen.
didn't answer because they thought, oh, I'm going to avoid getting it wrong, you could have gotten easy points. Ha, 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 ha.
And Single Walk New Moon has taken first place. With CBC falling to second, and Remember Vamps pondering in third as Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 2 makes Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 3. Looks like Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 1 is in fourth place with Vampire But for Piss, Things from Volterra, A Whom Named Maddie, Obella Koala, and Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven.
Drink
behind
wherever
that.
your piss.
I did not guess because strategy.
Well, how did that strategery pay off for you?
Strategery.
The trivia giveth and the trivia taketh away.
It
It
sure
does.
do, and the trivia
It
acts
does.
in mysterious ways, even question 8.
Edward decides to go it alone and commit ritualistic suicide in front of the public while they are celebrating the festival of which vampire banishing saint? Saint Marco, Saint Chico, Saint Harpo, or Saint Zippo?
I hope it's Saint Zippo. I didn't realize there was a vampire banishing saint. I suppose they have a saint for everything.
They have a saint for the internet.
Is there a saint for trivia? Can we
Oh,
supplant
let's
them?
look that up.
Can we
Saint for trivia.
destroy them? Can we
So
blow up
fun
their
fact,
planet?
when you look up patron saint of trivia, you find a lot of trivia about patron saints.
That's
Oh. What's this? Oh my gosh, it's Saint Trivia of Infomania. Infomania, I should say.
Infomania.
I didn't know that great uncle was
And if-
Saint.
If any of you trivia lovers out there are playing Baldur's Gate, just go be a knowledge cleric and dedicated to Fluval.
Oh yes.
Saint Groucho gets rid of vampires who have mustaches and glasses.
Oh
I
yes.
mean,
You caught my
Saint-
little ribolatry in there.
Sir Groucho was his father,
Yes,
of course.
Senior
of course.
Groucho.
Senior Groucho.
3 of you said Saint Marco, 1 of you said Saint Chico, 1 of you said Saint Harpo, none of you went with Saint Zippo.
No one ever goes with Zeppo. The
That's
answer.
correct.
What
Saint
is the
Marco.
answer?
Yeah.
Who?
Saint Marco.
Oh.
I don't know if that's just the Italian version of Saint Mark, but I can't find a Saint Marco anywhere, so I don't
It
know
looks
if
like
they
it
just
is.
made him up. Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Never
the
heard of-
same version.
Did
I-
he deal with vampires?
I don't remember the story in the Book of Mark where there was a vampire. No, I don't.
Mark the Evangelist, also known as John Mark.
John Mark Picard of the USS Enterprise.
When we studied the ancient texts, that did not come up within the lore.
His symbol is a winged.
Saint Marco and Saint Polo.
When I control F'd my mind palace, I did not see anything about vampires.
Sad. But he
His
went to
symbol is the winged
Alexandria.
lion.
That's pretty cool.
Hey guys.
I want to.
Saint Marco is Saint Mark. Oh, St. Marcus, I see.
You guys see any vampires?
No, we haven't. We haven't, beautiful lion.
Now, is that a gargoyle? 'Cause if it is, it's evil. Because all gargoyles are evil.
It looks like, wow, look at the chest hair on that thing. Just look at the rippling ocean of chest hair on that lion.
No cowardly lion.
Now that's a fluffy belly. That's less fluffy, but
This
I
is
like
the
how
lion of
droopy
St. Mark
he
over
is.
Crete.
Look how fucking droopy that lion is.
Did you
That
ever hear
lion,
of the tragedy of St. Marco the Wise?
that lion looks like Ron Howard.
Oh my god.
Are you thinking
look,
Clint?
it's
No,
one of the
I'm
aliens
thinking-
from Knowing.
I'm thinking of Ron Perlman. Ron
Oh, yeah.
Perlman.
Yeah.
That's Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that Tajikistan had a lion on it.
Oh.
That's where
Why
it's
don't we hop on a winged lion and fly our way to the leaderboard? We're a single walk New Moon, still in first. Remember Vamps in second. CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks in third. Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 2 makes Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 3 look like Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 1 in fourth. Vampire But for Piss fell 1,000 points on that question.
Vampire But for Piss was like solidly on top.
Yeah,
My
and
God.
Things from Volterra is hot on Vampire But for Piss's heels. A Whom named Maddie, Obella Koala, and Jack Nicholson's Wolfdolvin rounding out our leaderboard as we go to our penultimate question.
How many people jump or are thrown off a cliff in this movie? 1, 3, 5, or 27?
I really hope it's 27. I hope that it's just the rest of the scene from Midsommar where they're like, you know what? Everyone off the cliff. Everyone off the fucking cliff.
Twaugust.
New Moon.
Twaugust, New
In
Twoon.
New Moon.
This is Twaugust New Moon.
New Twoon.
In New Twoon.
Moon, I should say. So yes, Twilight New Moon. All of these have been questions about Twilight New Moon.
Twoon.
Twoon. Twaugust
Twoon.
New Twoon.
Twoon.
Roon.
Twoon.
Yes, this entire trivia has been about one movie. It's been about
Twoon.
Twilight
Twoon.
New Moon. Twaugust New Twoon.
Yes, celebrating the podcast. Twaugust New Twoon.
Twaugust.
Oh, you took another guess.
I hope it was for 27.
I hope it was wrong.
Am I being a punishing
New
rule?
Twoon.
1 said 1. 3 said 3. 3 said 5. 1 said
So
27. We had a good bit
is
going
gonna
there, but then
suffer.
5 of you didn't vote for 5, and 27 of you didn't vote for 27.
How could you?
I don't know how they could either, but I know that we can see who got it correct.
No falling into the trap. There are 5 people who jump or are thrown off a cliff in this movie. 4
Yeah,
of the werewolves.
Suffer.
Single
One-
walk run.
Bella approaches the inhuman form werewolf tribe. As they pull up, they see them throw one of them off a cliff, and she freaks out. And she gets up. She's like, "Oh my god!" And they're like, "Oh, don't worry. That's just their initiation." And then 2 more of them jump off the cliff into it. Then finally, we see the 4th one jump off from his perspective, hitting the water. But who's the 5th person that jumps off a cliff in this movie?
Is it Bella?
Who's
Because
the
Edward
risk
tells her
taker?
not to.
Edward tells her not to, so of course she does. She jumps in and she sinks, and down underneath the water we see the red hair of the vampire Victoria, the one who's coming after Bella to get her. Oh my god, but someone else is in the water too and pulls her out. It's hashtag Team Jacob. Now, did he dive off the cliff? We don't know. We don't see it. So it could be 6, but 5 is the closest answer that we are able to come up
Okay.
with. There are debates.
Because he
There
could
are
have run down the hill.
riffs within the canon as to whether or not it's 5 or 6, and it has caused so much bloodshed. I'm over it.
I was hoping you'd be the creature from the Black Lagoon. Just hanging out in the water and then being like,
Yes.
oh, wait,
Now,
you're out of here.
how we've gone through this entire trivia and talking about this plot and haven't mentioned, oh yes, Bella's being stalked by the evil vampire from the first one that she almost did not quite kill, Victoria. That's just also a part of this movie.
That's why you gotta not half kill an enemy in a encounter.
Never half kill anyone.
Yeah.
If they have red hair, they're soulless.
Yeah. Just kill him.
Let's
You can just kill him.
jump off this cliff to our leaderboard, where CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks once, holding on to first place.
Only 2 positive in the answers.
Yeah, single walk New Moon in second, lost 1,000 points on that one. Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 2, makes Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 3, look like Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 1. Their strategy of just not playing, really,
It's actually really
working out for them so far.
It would be on Trivia Missi writes.
With Remember Vamps, Things from Volterra, Vampire But for Piss, A Whom Named Maddie, Jack Nicholson's Wolfdoven, and Obella Koala, all in the negative points.
Wow.
On question number 9.
It's really anyone's game.
As we go to question 10. Not a
The
wager.
original cover of New Moon had which of the following bloody items on it? A tulip, a letter, a steak, or an apple? Not about the movie.
No, about the book.
I don't remember. I thought the first one had an apple.
Maybe.
And I
Maybe.
don't
Who can say?
remember what the second one had.
Text.
I thought maybe nothing. I don't remember anything being bloody on it.
And I wasn't mean, and not all of these are items from the different books, so I wasn't trying to be like, on here.
I was
One of them
wondering.
is from a different book.
Oh.
One of them has a chess piece on it. I know that much, so I didn't write that down.
Well, let's see what everyone picked. 4 said tulip, 1 said letter, none said steak, 3 said apple.
Well, 3 of you fell for the answer that was the first Twilight book. There is an apple on the cover of the original Twilight. But New Moon had a bloody tulip.
Oh.
Many cheering and rejoicing for the 4 that got that.
Wow. Guess he
Wait, they
did
were
have
painted on abs? He did?
Yeah, because he
Oh,
was like,
I
I'm
wouldn't have known that.
I'm not ruining my fucking body and my health for you to get, money
Oh,
shots
the
of me for
CGI
tween girls to get off to.
Fooled me better than the mustache of Superman.
According to
Yep.
vampires.com,
Wow.
Twilight star Robert Pattinson admits his abs were spray painted on and he hates the gym. Good for him, yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
They spray painted his
Like,
abs.
why? Like, why does it need to be genuine?
Oh,
Why
you
are
want-
we worshiping this
you
kind
want
of
to go?
masculinity?
That's the scene where he's about to commit ritualistic suicide.
Oh.
He's just standing out. He must be getting ready to film it because he's like going to take off his shirt and be like, I'm just going to die in the sun and be like, burn up or sparkle or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what his plan was. He just was like so over life.
He told MTV that it was unfair to compare his abs to Taylor Lautner because
His were spray painted.
so he just ate chocolate instead and didn't worry about it.
He's like, why are you comparing us? He worked out.
Or
I
is this,
didn't.
this is from Breaking Dawn Part 1.
And he also points out that
Yes.
Taylors were painted on also.
Oh my God! So when I said that, when he took off his shirt, I could feel a voice as if 1,000 women screamed as they all creeped
Yeah.
into their jeans at once. Was spray painted fakery?
Yeah, he said
Movies.
that he had abs for like 2 weeks.
Oh,
And
Paul
then
is
after that,
painting
he
him
and
right
Kristen Stewart were like, cool, we don't have to show our abs anymore. We're going to just live
No.
life.
There we are. Well, so he got fit, and then afterwards was just like, I'm done. Okay.
No, but also the day before he had to do his shirtless scene, he realized his abs weren't as good as Taylor Lautner, so he just ate every bit of chocolate in the minibar.
So, wait, during filming in Brazil, did they actually film that in Brazil? There's a shot of him in some place, and like, Christ the Redeemer's in the background, so that's how we know he's in Rio de Janeiro. He just calls from there. There's nothing that indicates that's when he's been hiding out. We don't see his journey. He's just there. He's just there. It was very confusing.
Absolutely, Guar really
Yeah.
the forerunner
I don't
for
know
so
what
much
that
of this.
is.
So yeah, Volterra was Italy. Front Street in New Westminster, British Columbia, Canada. Incinerator
Celebrates
Rock.
with the unknown, but it's not an unknown biker.
That's true, that's the frat boy.
Mm-hmm.
Pacific Rim National Park.
So that would make sense why those were all Canada movie posters if it was filmed at a Canadian theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's also IMDb, so who knows how reliable
That's
that is.
true.
You can put anything on there. You can put the Fluval was in the cast of it.
We've learned in Red
You
Sharks
could.
that everything. I learned the other day that Missi has an IMDb.
Yes, Missi does have an IMDb.
Ooh.
Shocked to discover that.
Ooh.
Most people who have ever appeared on this show happen to have an IMDb.
It's fascinating. Oh, Missi's alarm to warn it's getting near the spooky hour. It went off.
It is getting near the spooky hour, so let's go to our leaderboard.
I get what war is, so now I understand Odious Ungress.
CBC saw Bigfoot and Forks in first, Single Walk New Moon in second, got it right, gained 634 points. Things from Volterra skyrocketing up the leaderboard into third place. Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 2, makes Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 3, look like Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 1 in fourth. And Vampire But for Piss, remember Vamps, A Whom Named Maddie, Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven, and Obella Koala.
Bringing us
Bringing up the rear.
around the rear.
But you might be asking, why are we looking at the
Why are we
leaderboard? Wasn't that the last
doing
question?
No,
Nah.
it's August. We gotta celebrate. In the original Twilight movie, what song plays during the infamous baseball scene? Black Hole Sun, Black Hole, and Revelations. The theme from Black Hole or Supermassive Black Hole?
Crap. I definitely thought I knew the answer, and now I'm not sure. I know it's something about black holes.
Yeah. I know one I think it's not. I don't think it's the theme from the Disney flop, The Black Hole.
Fluval, you never know. Do you know how shocked Missi was to discover how many songs are not about black holes? There's more songs that aren't about black holes than are. So much
Oh,
so
I got
that,
some Black Hole Suns.
so much so that one of the answers is the album from which the actual song comes from. And that just
Yeah.
came up too. You're not answering, but you guessed D? Oh, you should have guessed D. Always go for the D. Supermassive
Yes, D
Black
is
Hole
correct.
by the band Muse.
Yes. By the band Muse, and now I feel like that sent some people's points into the black hole. So why don't we go to the leaderboard, where Things from Volterra has taken first place. CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks in second. Single Walk New Moon, despite not answering, still in third. Jazz in fourth. Vampire But for Piss in fifth. Remember Vamps in sixth. Obella Koala in seventh. A Whom Named Matty in eighth. And Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven in ninth. And I agree, the more metal bands need to have weird alien lore. As we go to question number 12.
This one just appeared, Fluval. On Twaugust Pod's Missi's new Toon Fusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella's security by protecting Bella from which of these villains? Werewolves, scary cliffs, other vampires, or older drunk frat boys? And if you listen tonight, you might know some of the answers.
You might. This is an interesting one. I mean, you gotta love that kind of deep lore.
Of course, because on Twaugust Pod's
question.
Missi's new Toon Fusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella security by protecting Bella from which of these villains?
I mean, it's a
just
very
thought.
readable question.
Yep.
Like, it's so clearly and easily
Yes.
readable.
I can read. I just read it twice over. In fact, 3 times over. On Twaugust Pod's Missy new Toon Fusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella security by protecting Bella from which of these villains?
On Twaugust Pod's Missy's New to Infusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the
The
On
Bella's
Twaugust
security.
Pod's Missy's New to Infusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella's security by protecting Bella from which of these villains?
On Twaugust Pod's Missy's new Toon Fusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella's security by protecting Bella from which of these villains?
On Twaugust Pod's Missy's New to Infusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella's security by protecting Bella from which of these villains?
Okay, I know we're joking around, but we seriously should get to. On Twaugust Pod's Missy's new twin fusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella's security by protecting Bella from which of these villains?
I mean, we gotta, okay. We gotta get it clean. I stepped on the end of it. Can we get that again?
We get it clean? Okay. On Twaugust Pod's Missy's new twin fusion, Edward becomes an apparition who helps the Bella's security by protecting Bella from which of these villains? Werewolves, scary cliffs, other vampires, or older drunk frat boys.
Perfect. Well, let's see what everyone picked. No one thought it was werewolves. 2 of you thought it was scary cliffs. 1 of you thought it was other vampires. 3 of you thought it was older, drunk frat boys.
Well, the answer must be all of them, of course.
Of course.
Oh my God!
All of these things, because he's Edward and he has to protect her, but not be physically there.
Never.
But,
yeah, what's happening with Robert Pattinson was on the board castle when that was a going concern.
Yes, yeah.
And
it was, timing.
Robert looked weirdly like Riley McCarthy, Portland-based comedian. I don't know why. That something about the camera angle must have really amplified the resemblance. As we fly to the leaderboard. Where Things from Volterra is in first. CBC saw Bigfoot near Forks in second. Single Walk New Moon in third. Vampire, but for piss in fourth. Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 2. Makes Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 3. Look like Jazz Fusion Riders become Agents 1. Remember Vamps, Obella Koala, A Whom Named Maddie, and Jack Nicholson's Wolftoven bring up the last places on our leaderboard. And it does seem as though we have one more question.
It wouldn't be Twaugust without celebrating another reason for the season. Hashtag When Vamps. Who played Van Helsing in Hashtag When Vamps? Was it Andre Gregory or Wallace Shawn?
Andre Gregory, of course, the star of Blades Giving.
Yes.
Yes. Of the hit film Blades Giving.
Yep. About Blade.
About Blade, the Daywalker, and him learning acting advice from the iconic acting coach and Andre Gregory.
And Wallace Shawn, famous for writing plays so dirty, he was brought in before Canadian Parliament.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they told him to come in.
Come in.
Also famously played BoJack Horseman.
Wow, almost clicked the wrong answer.
1 of you said Andre Gregory, 6 of you said Wallace Shawn.
Oh!
It's Wallace Shawn. Andre Gregory was just one of the many roles that Wallace Shawn has disappeared into.
This is really weird, because I happen to have a copy of Vamps with graffiti of me drawing Wallace Shawn saying, "And I come in," with a vampire stake ready to go, because he plays Van Helsing.
Wow!
Available as a prize to whoever wins trivia tonight. You are going to become a member of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Vamps. One of the most sacred orders of all of Infomania.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And who will win?
In third place, it's Single Walk, the New Moon. In second place, it's CBC Saw Bigfoot Near Forks. And in first place, the winner is Things from Volterra.
You get this signed and accidentally stepped on copy of Vamps with a congratulations, you won trivia message inside.
Yeah!
Congratulations, Things from Volterra, whoever that could be.
I don't know. I couldn't possibly guess.
But, so Things from Volterra will get that gift. But of course, there's one gift everyone gets.
Hello, me, babe. Oh, you treat me so well, Fluval. The suffering.
Oh, On Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
Well, if you can read this on Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security team. Commander Cup protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
If you can read this on Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
If you can read this on Hershey's Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security team, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
If you can read this on Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
Now, Bill, I'm going to let you finish, but if you can read this on Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains? Is it climate change? The answer might surprise you.
If you can read this on Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains? Is it pretzels? And go to crowd.live and enter the code FIFPK to play our game of trivia.
Come on now. Well, if you can read this on Hershey's Park Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains? Come on, man. Come on.
If you can read this on Hershey Park's Reese's Cup Fusion, riders become agents who help the Reese's security chief, Commander Cup, protect Reese's Central from which of these villains?
The skin of the
I see Intern Colin has wandered out of the station to the cold air of space.
I'm totally here. I'm super here.
I'm going to let you go. If you can read this on Reese's Fusion, riders become agents who the Reese's Commander Cup. Well, it's all about the big nonsense stuff, but this is villains, you see, and that's who we're going after.
Well, I think we proved we could read this.
Yes, we can read that.
And so we know what's happening at Hershey Park. And Missi, thank you. Missi the First of Infomania, thank you for joining us. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we wrap up this episode?
Search the Missi Information Superhighway for podcasts galore. Red Sharks with a certain Emily Pineapple. Not a hate watch with Alice. You can look Twaugust up by searching Twaugust. It's the only thing called fucking Twaugust.
Yeah.
Got the brand, babies! We're celebrating next year. And sincerely, happy 1 year anniversary to me, and I'm so glad I got celebrated with you.
I'm glad we got to celebrate it with you, Missi the First of Infomania. Be sure to join us next week for another exciting episode of Grand Trivia all about science fiction.
Ooh.
We'll see you then because we have your coordinates.
Here he comes. Swimming closer than farther away.
Fluval.